cookies. Have you tried them?
Huh?
Are these good?
Hello.
Hello. Welcome.
We gotta do our normal.
Got to do a check 1, 2.
We got a new camera sooner than later.
Okay.
Because the camera's.
Okay. Is it a camera issue or is it you?
Well, I think no. It's something with the setup, that the way the camera
It's
works
user
and connected, because it changes. I've had it right like the last 4 times, but I haven't changed anything that I've done before. That's what's weird. Anyway.
Hi. Meeting.
With your mouth full of food, unprofessional.
Welcome to this week's episode of TV Tuesday. Woo! I'm so excited. Make sure you check out our website, HollywoodMatrimony.com. Thank you for watching us right now on Facebook. You can also find us
You're not watching us on Facebook.
On
You're
YouTube.
watching on YouTube.
We're on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter. That's all. And exclusively on YouTube.
Wow.
I'm trying to eat cookies.
Do you even know what you just ate lunch?
And now I'm on dessert.
You a woman, and you're eating my cookies.
I bought these. I picked these up for me.
No, you picked them up and said, honey, you like these. Do you want these?
Because I wanted them for me.
Then don't ask me if I want them.
I was tempting you.
I'm going to eat them when you're not around, and they're going to all be gone.
Anyway.
I don't either. I wait until you
write my name on my food.
No. Let me explain something to these people out here in this lovely land. This one want to buy something like a snack or a dip or something, and she will leave it there for months until I throw it out.
Because I'm not ready for it.
And she never knows that I threw it in the trash and bought a new one and replaced it. Yeah, I do it all.
My food, basically.
No, I throw rotten shit away all the time that you don't eat.
Lies. These are good.
There's a little mini apple pie that I bought her. It's been in the cabinet for 2 weeks. Now, I guarantee if I was to wait next week, eat it, she would never know it was even there.
Is it still there?
See? And I bought it specifically for her.
It needs to be in the fridge, doesn't it?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's those little ones they have sitting out.
Okay.
What's it matter? You're not going to eat it anyway.
I'm not.
Anyway, sorry. Welcome to
domestic violence discussion here.
All right, so I guess I'll start because she's ill prepared for the show today.
No, I have things I want to
She comes in and talks about one show.
I have a couple of things I'm watching.
She comes in before the show starts and she goes, oh, you have a list. I don't have anything. And I'm like, I thought you had a show. Oh, yeah. This is the preparation she put in for today's episode. So for all your time and effort to watch us, she put in time it takes to make a bowl of cereal. All right. Well, I'll start off on a short one because we talked about this on Hollywood Matrimony Live on Sunday, but it is also a TV release because it was a Netflix, which is Vader Zim Enter the Florpus. I just want to reiterate that it's awesome. It's a all new movie on Netflix. Based on the Invader Zim cartoon series from, was it the 2000s? It was the 90s? 2000s. Yeah. Early 2000s, I believe. Yeah, it's a great show. I love it. Whether you watch the original show or not, you can go watch the one on Netflix. It's on there now. I'm hoping it spawns into something just like the Rocco one we talked about last week. So moving on. So here's one we could talk about together.
Okay.
I gotta carry her ass on this show. So...
how are you going to carry mine?
That's going to be a lot of work. Stone Cold Steve Austin has an all-TV show.
Because Stone Cold said so.
Wow.
I'm participating.
And it's a unique take on the interview celebrity show.
I love it.
It's called Straight Up Stone Cold, or Straight Up Steve Austin, not Stone Cold. Straight Up Steve Austin. And each week he interviews a celebrity of sorts. And they basically go do a bunch of stuff.
They go do fun stuff.
Yeah, and they're just having conversations about the careers in their lives or whatever, but while they're blowing crap up or fighting or
on a boat.
Yeah, whatever they happen to be. So there's been 2 episodes so far, I believe. The first one had Rob Riggle, who most of you might know from like The Hangover and
funny.
What was that movie he just did? He was in Step Brothers, I believe. But what was that movie he just did? Night School. He was in Night School. He's done a ton of stuff. I could go on and on about his resume. And then last night's episode was Sal Vulcano from Impractical Jokers, which we're big Impractical Jokers fans, which all new episodes are currently airing. So you should check it out.
Yes. So that is TV on TV Tuesday.
It is. And it airs right after, I believe, Monday Night Raw. So it's like wrestling right into Steve Austin. So what do you think of the show, madam?
So far, I found it actually really interesting because let me stop making noises. I like normal interview shows because you learn something about celebrities, but most of the time, if they're just sitting on the couch or whatever, it's very kind of formal and stiff.
Yeah.
So this is fun because they're out doing things that are of interest to each of them, maybe. Like, I feel like he's done some preparation. Like the Rob Riggle one, if he was military,
stuff.
They did a thing. And then Sal
seemed like it was a mix of his love of wrestling and wacky stuff.
Because that's what they do. So I like that.
I think the Sal episode's been my favorite so far. Not because
there've only been 2.
I know, but not just because I've loved them both, but not because not just because we're fans of Impractical Jokers. But he had a clear excitement that entire episode.
He was just so excited to meet Steve Austin.
Yeah, it wasn't about
like,
being on the show.
They call you Steve or Stone Cold or Mr. Austin?
And he's like, don't call me Stone Cold because then you might get a stunner. but it wasn't even an excitement to be on the show. It was excitement to be near and hang out with Steve Austin because he's a massive wrestling fan.
Well, and you get to just hang out with him and talk to him. So I do think you get more information or better information or just the real personality of the celebrity coming through.
Yeah, and it's a great little show, and I like that Steve Austin kind of keeps it real with people. He just talks to them. He doesn't try to force anything. He lets them talk. And I know how these shows are shot. They shoot a lot of footage. They edit them down or whatever. And whether or not certain things are set up pre or whatever, doesn't matter. It's the fun, and that's one of the things that was so fun last night is there's a situation with a Jeep that takes an adventurous turn, if you will. Mm-hmm. I don't want to spoil it if you haven't got to watch it yet.
It's fun.
But the look on Sal's face was just like, what's happening right now? And Austin's laughing his ass off. And Steve Austin's always been one of those guys that he's just Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Right? Even in the ring, he's just he's the Texas Rattlesnake. He's Stone Cold. But he's Steve Austin, right? And obviously he embellishes who Steve Austin is in the ring, whether he's a good guy or a bad guy. But like in most movies he plays Steve Austin, even if he's got some. And I love that because he doesn't try to create anything else. This is who he is. This is how he's going to be. And it works for him for everything.
Just him.
But
that's
seeing him in this light is a total opposite of what I've always assumed Steve Austin was like.
Really?
I never thought he was a jerk.
I thought he was like this, like a good old country boy.
Well, I'm not even talking about that part. I'm just talking about this, the super friendly. I assumed he was just like this. And he obviously is a tough, manly man kind of guy.
He's a big guy.
Texas guy, But I assumed he was one of those guys that didn't tolerate nonsense, and not that he didn't think he could, because as being a celebrity or a WWE/WWF superstar, you have to have some charisma to be successful.
Yeah.
But I think it just kind of caught me off guard. Mm-hmm. Because I've seen his movies and I've seen his wrestling and I've seen him do different things, but seeing him here, because even when he had that other reality show on his ranch, it was one of those competition type shows. Even that, he was still Stone Cold, Where in this one, he's like, "Hey, guy,"
Yeah, he's just Steve,
and he's laughing at stories, and it felt real, and I think that's what's so great about the show. And then watching him on Hot Ones recently, promoting this show, and watching him on another interview, it was nice seeing that side. That you have made a complete mess.
I know.
Anyway, but yeah.
So how did he do on Hot Ones? I'm so curious. I love Hot Ones.
He did. He was the guest for their season finale for season 9, and he did awesome on it as well. But it's funny because, again, I expect him to be like, screw this, But he's apprehensive about certain things. He goes, "I know what you're doing, you son of a bitch." So he's Steve Austin, but he's a different, softer side of Steve Austin without being a weaker side of Steve Austin. I don't know how to explain it.
Well, let's just call him up and find out.
Let's call him. Hi, Steve. Hi. You're on the air. We're psyched. We don't really have him. Anyway.
That'd be awesome.
But I love his show. I hope it keeps doing well and does well enough to get another season, because it's easily, for me, one of the most entertaining interview shows on television right now.
It's really good. You should check it out.
And it's a short one, too. It's only like 30 minutes.
That's the other thing I like about it.
Yeah, it's one person, 30 minutes, doing crazy stuff, getting some information. And my favorite...
Because that's really more than you get on one of these late night shows. You get like 2 or 3 minutes, and you get commercials for 5 minutes.
Unless they're a massive superstar, then they get half the show, and then whoever else shows up for 3 seconds.
But it's still like half an hour, and there's no commercials here.
I also like that at the end of every episode, or at least so far, he goes, "I learned 3 things today." And they're not 3 things necessarily... Like most shows like that, it's like, well, you know what? Today we've learned that you worked hard to get here and you've done this. They're kind of funny things, but factual. Mm-hmm. It's like, like one of them was like, if I need hand sanitizer, I know who to go to. You know,
we know,
and it's real funny kind of stuff, but it's real stuff.
Yeah, it's real stuff.
What is it on? USA?
I think it's on USA.
The USA Network. I didn't write it down.
We watch it on the Hulu, so
yeah, it's right after Monday Night Raw, I believe. So check it out. It's very, very great. It's a very great show.
It's a very great show.
It's a great show. I hope he gets to keep doing it. And he's pushing his beer. What is it?
His homemade brewery beer.
I know, but I wanted to say the Broken Skull Ranch IPA. I think it's what it is. I want to promote it.
And they went there and had beer.
Yeah, if you're a beer drinker, he promotes it every episode. That's genius marketing tool. He was saying on the interview, I think it was in Hot Ones, Raw or WWE, whichever one it is, they had that big anniversary episode where it had a lot of the Attitude Era people come back. And Steve Austin came out at the end, and he was saying that they did this big party in the ring with him throwing beers, and everybody in the ring had beers, and
that's
it was big cool. But he was saying that was like one of the first times, I think, if the first time, that he got to do all that spiel, but it was all his beer.
That's cool.
So it was kind of the whole new thing. But I believe it's Broken Skull Ranch IPA. He's got out. I'm not sure if it's out for sale yet or what, but be on the lookout for it if it's not. If it is, go buy a bunch of it because Stone Cold said so.
Yeah.
I didn't do it as excited as you did. I just did it.
You didn't do it right.
All right. You want to do it? Go ahead.
Stone Cold said so.
No, hold on. We got to do it again. She messed it up.
Sorry.
Why should everyone buy that beer?
Because Stone Cold said so.
And why should they watch Straight Up with Steve Austin?
Because we said so, and it's a good show.
That's right. All right.
There you go.
Moving on. Tell us about your other show.
All right. So I know I'm on a mission to finish all the shows we started watching and left behind. So I'm back on 911, and this show is heating up. I'm only
get
on
up
season
and get
2.
down. 911 is a joke, and
I'm only on season 2, and it's gonna be really good.
Well, there's only been 2 seasons. So.
Well, I'm almost there.
I was debating if I wanted to go back to it because I really enjoyed the first season, and I watched part of the second season, and I enjoyed it. But then I'm like, I've got so much I'm watching, whatever. Maybe I'm not going to watch it. Then they announced Ronda Rousey was going to be a regular on season 3.
Yeah, so you need to watch it. So,
she's going to play a firefighter, I believe.
Oh, that's cool. She'll be good at that. So I enjoyed season 1. I missed that what's her name's not there anymore.
Which one?
The lady from season 1.
Oh, did she never come back?
No, not yet. Because now in season
Jennifer
2,
Love Hewitt is
we got
the one that's kind of took her place, right?
Yeah. So season 1 was what's her name? She's so good.
The chick from Nashville?
The chick from Nashville, Connie Britton.
Yeah.
And now we have
Connie Selica.
Jennifer Love.
Jennifer Lopez.
And so now, you need to watch it. It's really good. I enjoy the show. I think it's really good. And what I'm liking about it is that it's staying relevant with all of the things that happen, even the domestic terrorism, but also, with the home life, just dealing with, your kids and how do you deal with that? If you're a police officer or a firefighter and you don't know what's going to happen to you, what do you do for your kids? I mean, there's some pretty dramatic stuff happening in season 2. So hopefully you guys have been watching it and you're all caught up to date because I'm way behind.
I am too. I guess I'm going to have to start watching it.
That's what I've been watching. I have another show.
I think we're about to have a rare online appearance.
Anya Marie.
Certain someone.
Here she is.
There she is. This cat does not come out ever for anyone but her. Come on, over here. And she just had surgery last week, so she's a little even more sketchy than normally.
Anyways.
No, she's really?
Do it.
Really?
Come here, Anya.
No, don't do it. Okay, let's move on.
All right, next.
She's an annoying little cat.
She's a sweet cat. You're next.
She had a bump on her tail. Anyway, so moving on. This week, I don't know if they were both on this week, but they're both done now. We had 2 shows come to an end already for the season. Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Krypton Season 2. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I believe, is getting one more season, and it's going to be the final season. This season was, I think, a little bit better than it has been. My problem with that show was it was slow starting. Then it found its groove. It had some decent episodes and a couple of good seasons. It got into the Ghost Rider stuff that was really good.
Yes, you were excited about that.
And then when they left Ghost Rider and went into space, it was kind of trying to...
That's a little bit weird.
No, it was tying in with the rest of the Marvel stuff, the Guardians of the Galaxy and the Kree and the Skrulls and all that kind of stuff. And so, it felt more like Stargate kind of a show. Which was okay. It lost its S.H.I.E.L.D. thing, and it's hard to keep a show about S.H.I.E.L.D. alive when you disband S.H.I.E.L.D. in the franchise. So the whole premise of the show has been disbanded. So they had to figure something else out. They had killed off Coulson, but he came back in this season as this villain, and it's not a spoiler because he was all in the trailers. But he wasn't the Coulson you think he is, and so that added at least an interesting dynamic. And also, I'm sure Clark Gregg was excited because they let him play the character a completely different way, in a way more violent, aggressive way.
Yeah.
So this season ended clearly taking a whole new direction next season. I think it's finally wrapped up the space stuff after like 2 or 3 seasons, and here she comes again. Really, get the cat out of here during the show.
Just let her. She's fine.
Just let her.
She looked at the camera.
Get out of here.
Sweet girl.
So anyway, but the season finale was okay. It set up a whole new version of Coulson again for the final season that kind of takes us back to the beginning of sorts. That's all I'm going to say. So we'll see where it goes. The other one was, could you get this cat down? This is driving me crazy.
Let her do what she's doing and she'll go away.
No, here. How about this? Go away.
Don't
go away.
push her.
No, because she'll just lay down. See, she's sitting down and getting comfortable.
That's okay.
It's not okay. You look like you have a big hairy chest.
Continue the show.
Oh my God.
The show must go on.
This show is so unprofessional. I hope Steve Austin doesn't see this show.
He might like cats.
I don't know. I apologize for this here. Wow, really?
She's gonna lie down.
She's just like falling all over the place. Anyway, Krypton season 2 came to an end this week as well, or within the last couple of weeks. I think it might have been last week. Come here. I think I talked about it some here, or maybe it was on the other show where I was excited because they were going to do a Lobo spinoff series.
Yes, you've been talking about this.
They debuted Lobo in season 2. They nailed him. I thought they did an awesome job. Lobo wasn't as big physically as I expected, but he still worked. Season 1 of Krypton was decent, but it takes a little while to get into. I like season 2 a lot. They did probably one of the best versions of Doomsday we've had in live action yet. Because we've had him on Smallville, we had him in Batman v Superman. Here, this looks like Doomsday from the comic. They did some cool stuff with him, but sadly, they just announced that Krypton has been canceled.
Aww.
So season 2, I'm in the middle of the finale.
You're watching it, yeah.
I'm in the middle of the finale, so I don't know how it's going to end.
Oh, I hope it wraps up. I hate when they leave you hanging.
The sad part about that too, even more so, is they canceled Krypton, and then they announced that they're canceling the Lobo spinoff series as of right now.
I wonder why.
Well, I heard they were going to probably shop Lobo around, but I know they're probably. I doubt Krypton was getting the ratings that they were hoping. Because it's a prequel series. It takes place. It's about. Yeah. It's not even about Jor-El. It's about Jor-El's dad.
Oh.
So it's way back. Kaz something. Kaz-El. I don't remember.
Oh, man.
I never remember his name.
So maybe people aren't connecting with it because it's too far back.
But they talk about Superman all the time because Adam Strange. The whole premise of the show is Adam Strange came back in time to try to find. Chasing Brainiac, who came back to wipe him out, so Superman would never be born.
Oh, okay, so they know that his existence is coming.
Yeah, and so when they start talking about Doomsday, and Adam Strange is like, we just need to run from Doomsday. That's it. You can't fight Doomsday. And they're like, what do you mean? Why don't you think we can beat him? Is that because there's only been one person ever that beat him, and he hasn't existed yet?
He is the son of
Segel. Yeah, Segel. It said that they said the one person that's beat him has not been born yet. So. Yeah. So there's a lot of different things, So it's an interesting take on the show, and it's spending obviously time on Krypton,
which is cool.
And Zod is in it because Zod came back as well, trying to stop him. So there's a whole. You got Brainiac. They did Brainiac, awesome looking. Zod is okay. He's a little bit different take on the character. It gets a little bit drama heavy on like some romance stuff and stuff like that sometimes, but it's fine. You're dealing with characters and that kind of thing.
You know who my favorite person in Superman was?
Christopher Reeve.
No, but you're in the right time period for me.
The
big guy that's like smash, smash, smash.
What is that?
From Superman. When they show up.
You're talking about in Superman 2. You're talking about Superman 2.
Yeah.
Okay. The I always forget his name.
I don't know what his name is, but I like him.
Yeah, I always forget his name. Dang it. The guy with the beard. The big guy. That goes,
and then at the end of Superman, he's all like, I've been working out. That's my favorite one.
I know, I've been hearing
That's Superman 2, right?
I believe so. Because that's after he gets rid of his powers, and then he gets his powers back.
Yes.
That movie, there's a lot of stuff in that original movie that made no sense.
It doesn't matter. Those are the ones my dad liked. My dad loved Christopher Reeves. So.
I am. While I respect the movies and I do love the movies, I don't hold them up like a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Like I love Man of
like the new
even though it's
too.
not a popular thing to say. I love Man of Steel.
I do too.
A lot of people hate Man of Steel.
I like him.
I think he was been a great Superman. I love Smallville.
Cavill's great.
And like I said, I was really getting into Krypton, and so it's a bummer that it got canceled now. If you cancel after the first season, I wouldn't have cared.
Yeah,
because
once you get story going.
Well, no, because the first season was a little bit of a struggle. It's like it was some effort to get through the first season. Season 2, I was all in, and especially when they started flashing back and forth and showing Doomsday and Lobo's Bastich and killing and decapitating, and Lobo's still alive. It was great. It was awesome stuff. Anyway, you got anything else?
Yes, I want to talk about. This is a throwback for you guys. I am trying to get caught up on Gilmore Girls, the original series.
Is this all so you can watch the new series?
So I can watch the new series. I'm just now.
So let me get this straight. You're going back to watch a show you never watched.
Well,
so you can watch a new version of the show you never watched.
Yeah, I'm only on season 4, and there's 7 seasons.
You've been watching this show for years.
I haven't. Not religiously.
Didn't you start? Okay, you started rewatching the show before we moved, right?
I'm gonna say yes.
So that's been over a year ago.
Okay.
Almost a year ago.
Well, new things get in the way, and new shows.
Because we've been in Blakey Manor for almost a year.
But here's the interesting thing: my mom was a fan of Rory Gilmore, and I didn't realize this until recently.
And y'all could have been bonding.
So
over
we
this.
could have been bonding over this show for so long.
Did you tell her there's a new show?
I didn't. She didn't have Netflix.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you may have to go over there with your laptop, and y'all have a weekly watch an episode.
We can watch some Netflix. I think they have a smart TV. I might be able to connect her to Netflix.
Over there and watch it with her?
Yeah. And then, of course, take off our passwords so they can't use our Netflix.
That's right. No Netflix sharing.
No.
Speaking of, I'm sorry, did you have anything else to say?
I have one more show to talk about.
No, is that all you were going to say
about? About that one.
That's all you were going to say.
That's all I got to say
about
that.
Well, since you brought up Netflix,
yeah.
A couple of things. Apparently, Netflix is starting a new or already added a coming soon feature. Oh. So it's essentially like what is it called? Upcoming title section. That's what it is. And so basically it shows like these are the movies and the TV shows that are going to be coming to Netflix soon. So it's not necessarily new shows, but like it may show, I don't know, just Paddington 2 coming this Friday to Netflix. You know, I don't know if it is, so don't get excited. I just saying.
Well, were you done with that?
The
other thing I noticed is there was a new update, and now they have a little button you can go that says collections up at the top, and it sorts by like, okay, TV, sci-fi, and horror, sci-fi, horror, or women, or TV shows, or action event, but like they have it sorted by like TV into categories instead of just movies into categories, which I really like because I do watch a lot of TV.
Well, next
I'm
week,
excited about it.
Or this Friday technically, but for next week's show, I'm just tell you now, I'm gonna be losing my mind because on the cusp of Netflix, since we're still talking about Netflix, Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance hits this Friday. I'll be binge watching the crap out of that show. I guarantee I'm gonna be done with that show by the time we do this show next Tuesday.
Wow, you're gonna watch it all?
I am super excited, so we'll have some things to say.
You're gonna catch them all, Pokemon?
So we'll probably this Sunday on Hollywood Matrimony Live, I may do a little quick flashback review to the Dark Crystal 4K that we have.
Yeah.
In preparation
H.
for the others. So this Friday, Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance, which is a prequel to the original movie, before the Skeksis started killing off the Gelflings and whatever. Yeah. So are you gonna rewatch the movie?
They were all zapped out. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it again.
Are you gonna watch the show?
I'll try. I mean, I'll watch it separately.
What do you mean you try?
Because I know you're going to watch it like in one fell swoop in one day.
We ain't going to watch it together because I ain't got time to wait for you.
I'll watch it separately. The interesting thing I noticed in the previews, at least in some of the characters that I know from the movie.
No, they're not.
Are they not?
No.
They look like them. Is it their dad or something?
I don't know. They're all new characters.
Really? It looks like the same.
Well, they're Gelflings. They all look the same. It looks like
the same boy and girl.
It's like people from Whoville. They all look the same.
Boy and girl?
I don't think they are. I'm pretty sure they're not.
Is it not the same Skeksis?
It's not Jen and... No, the Skeksis. I don't think they're the same Skeksis, but they could be.
Because they lived for a long, long time, don't they?
I don't know. I'm not.
Oh man, well, I'm going to be so lost. I thought it was the same people.
Well, it's a prequel, so you're not going to be lost.
I'm lost. I'm so confused.
That's why we now need to watch it so we can discuss this.
Yes, because I'm not a super fan like you. I don't think I even watched it until a few years ago with you. I didn't know anything about it. I don't know where I've been. I've been down in Fraggle Rock on that part of the Jim Hensons, but not in this part.
They've been talking about doing a movie sequel for years, and I never thought it'd ever happen. And then what's funny about the promotions, and we won't stick on this because we're going to talk about all this same stuff again next week. But it was funny, just like out of nowhere last year, I think it was, a trailer popped up on YouTube.
People were losing their mind,
and it wasn't even a trailer; it was just a behind the scenes. It's like when Jim Henson created the Dark Crystal, everybody's like, "Oh, look, a little retrospect on the Dark Crystal." And then it's making puppets, and then it says, for the all-new series, everybody's like, what? And then it started showing some clips. It started showing
a lot of love for the
And at
show.
that time, I don't remember if it had said it was going to be on Netflix yet. Nobody knew where it was going to be at. And then it got announced, and they debuted a poster, and then they debuted a full trailer. Now they released another second trailer, and then today on our website, they just debuted an all-new featurette where it has some of the voice cast.
Well, I thought I was not going to be confused. I might be confused. I guess if I watch the movie,
it's got an awesome voice cast.
We'll see how we get there.
It's like Simon Pegg is in it.
Okay.
Taron Egerton, who's Elton John. Eggsy and Elton John. He only plays characters with the name of E in it.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, I'm in. Just be patient and give me time.
Well, as long as you see the first few episodes by the time we do our show, then you'll be all right. Anyway, do you have another show?
Yeah, did you?
Yeah, I have one more to talk about.
I have one more to talk about too. I started watching a new show just for you guys. It's called Harrow.
You did not start watching any show for anybody else. You just watch it because you want to watch TV.
Harrow. And it stars the guy that's Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four movies, whose real name is Ian Griffith.
I know what his name is.
Anyways, the British dude. And it's actually really interesting. He's a pathologist, a forensic pathologist, solving crimes.
But is he in Gymkata?
But the very first episode sets us up for a major twist, and I am wondering how this is going to play out through the season because...
Isn't that what every show is supposed to be doing?
It is. Okay. I mean, I was like, what? And it changes the course of his life. I mean, he has family drama he's dealing with. He has a daughter who's having problems, his marriage. And, he's isolated himself to where he only focuses on this and he can't let it go. And, so it's crazy. It's kind of like watching Bones, but if Bones had a dark secret.
Bones' dark secret is that she's with Thugs and Harmony.
I think so.
I just saw her. She's fixing to show up on some show I was watching.
Really? What's her name? Which one is she?
What was that? She showed up. And it was surprising. I was going to tell you, hey, so-and-so's going to pop up on this show. But I don't think it's a show you watch.
What should I be watching? Emily Deschanel.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Zoe Deschanel. Let's go look and see what she's coming up in. But you should watch Harrow. Harrow. It's the first season's on right now.
And speaking of Harrow.
Harrow.
You have to go to her filmography and go back to her filmography to see.
Oh, I don't like how they did this.
That's how they do every episode. Oh, that was Animal Kingdom. That was a show you don't watch.
I do not watch that.
Speaking of Arrow, this upcoming season is its final season.
Oh,
but stars Stephen Amell has already announced his next project. He is not retired. He is going to be starring on...
Was he supposed to?
Well, no, but everybody's like, normally when a show that runs for like 9-10 seasons or whatever it is, and it's usually like, well, I guess they're going to take a break or something. But it's already been announced that he's going to be doing a show. I don't know the name of it yet, but it's a series about a wrestling. It's going to be on Stars.
That's cool.
I don't know if it's a mini-series type show. It's a full show, but it's about this guy who's running like an independent wrestling company. But he's also like the villain / superstar. So he's juggling his family, juggling the business, trying to make it work. And it's not overly surprising. I don't know if you've known this or not, but he's had a lot of dealings with like WWE. He's a big fan.
He is a super fan too. He's in the audience. Sometimes they show him.
Yeah, and he's actually been on the show wrestling. He's done some independent circuit stuff because he did a whole thing with I think the guy's name is Stardust. I believe it's the son of Goldust. The real life Rhodes. And I remember I don't know if you even knew this part, but I know they were both here in Dallas for one of the Comic Cons. And during I believe it's a male's panel. Stardust came in and interrupted him and threw water on him, and they did a whole shtick. And so it'd be interesting if
that'll be so fun.
So he's been practicing for this new role for a while anyway.
That he enjoys, and that's what you got to do. Do work you enjoy, people.
That's right, people.
Yeah.
So my last show I'm going to talk about is I was a huge fan of Desperate Housewives. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why it connected.
You wanted to see the lovely ladies.
That is probably true.
But you got sucked into the drama.
I did, and it was silly at times, but I watched that show from beginning to end and was bummed when it went off the air. But creator Mark Cherry has an all-new show called Why Women Kill.
Because y'all get on our nerves.
It's on CBS All Access. It essentially follows 3 different generations. That's what you get for being a jerk hole. It follows 3 different generations of they're not related people.
I saw this.
Yeah, so it's
the house.
I believe it's the house or the neighborhood.
Or
one
the
of the
people
two. I've only watched the first episode. It's the only thing that's aired to my knowledge. But like Lucy Liu is one of them.
Love her. Wasn't she on her?
Jennifer Goodwin, I think is her name. The one that's from Big Love.
Mm-hmm.
She's the one that's the oldest time period.
From that Once Upon a Time.
And so like each story has a different one. So you have like the first one, which is Jennifer Goodwin's character. She's dealing with a husband it's that time period where it's women have their place. So like
in the 60s.
And they move into this neighborhood, and then the neighbors are from Brooklyn, and they're very boisterous and loud. So like one of the scenes is like, let me see your bottle. So like they're sitting with the neighbors, right, and they're having coffee, and every time Jennifer Goodwin sits down and the husband wants more coffee, he doesn't say anything. He just goes.
Oh no!
So she gets up and gets him more coffee, and so the other lady is watching him going. And she's clearly ahead of her time at that time period because she's not the I'm going to do whatever you say kind of thing. But they also don't fight. She's not like
that's just she knows that's what she does.
Yeah, she goes, do you mind if I say something? She says something like, if you wanted more coffee, could you not just ask?
Yeah.
And he's like, what do you mean? She goes, the tapping your cup thing, and so he asks his wife, honey, does it bother you when I do this? She's like, not at all, sweetie. I loved it. But then there's more stuff you find out about things are not as it seems in that family. Mm-hmm. Then you jump to the other generation, which is Lucy Liu and her husband. They're like the big rich socialites, and a secret comes out about him, which they have to deal with. Then you jump to the more modern times, which it's a black woman and a white man that are married, a feminist lawyer. And so she's the more powerful one in the family. So it flips the generation. They're also open marriage couple. So they're dealing with that as well. And it also has the girl from Alexandra Daddario. Yeah. The one from Baywatch. And she plays one of the, their controversy is the one girl, they have that swinging thing where they're allowed to go swing and be open marriage. Not swing, but open marriage. But they don't bring it home. Right. And they don't usually do it. They don't usually do 3 ways. They usually just have their own thing. So she goes see, well, then something happens, and she ends up bringing the other girl home because there's some ex fear. And she's like, can she stay for? Yeah, that's against the rules, but yeah. But then he starts kind of finding her attractive, and so you see there's going to be a whole situation. The rules. So but the whole thing is held together supposedly by an outside source that I'm assuming we'll see as it happens. Is there a narrator like there was in the other? Yes, there is. But I believe it's a narrator by each person. Okay. Like each one talks about their time. I saw the preview for that, and it looked really interesting. It's very Desperate Housewives. Yeah, just in a different. You're sucked in already. I'm already sucked in. It's on CBS All Access. But what was interesting is it premiered on August 15th, which a lot of this was based off what I was reading. As Mark Cherry said, some of the stories or the elements are based off stuff they saw in the neighborhood or whatever. Not exactly, but the different socialites and the way that people are treated. And so it based on some of his life. And I believe his character, him, like as the kid through that generation is kind of who sees everything. I believe. I don't know if we've met that kid yet, or if that's just him saying his vision of it. Yeah, or that's like the vision, and that's what holds it together. But the show premiered on his parents' anniversary. Oh, that's sweet. So it was kind of a connection, but I don't think it was planned. I think that scheduled it, and just ironic, it was like their 60th anniversary or something. So anyway, but Why Women Kill, it just started. It's only had its first episode, second episode this week on CBS All Access. I like CBS All Access. Yeah, you do. I watch all the shows on CBS. Did you watch Twilight Zone? I did not. That's the one I didn't watch, but I watched. She's a dirty liar. Magnum P.I., Bull FBI, So you watch all the network shows. There's a ton of other shows I guarantee you
CBS All Access, SEAL Team, Hawaii
I know these are all the
5-0,
network CBS All Access shows. There's a lot of CBS Access exclusives.
Star Trek.
Star Trek's exclusive. There's another one that's like a sci-fi type.
I don't know. I watch all of their network shows then. Let me see. Is there anyone that says exclusively on here?
Yeah, it should be.
I don't know.
Go up to the top. Do they not have it on there?
Shows. I don't know. Why Women Kill?
Well, yeah, these are all exclusive shows.
Ah.
Some of them are, but
anyways, I like CBS.
Moving on. All right, so I guess that's it. So,
what? There you go.
Tell us where they can find us.
Well, you can find us on our website at hollywoodmatrimony.com. Please check the page all the time. Make sure you go up to the button that says contests, because we have a lot of movie giveaways that we do there. And then there's always news and reviews and posters and things being published every single day by this hardworking man right here. Thank you for watching us on YouTube. You can also find us on Facebook at Hollywood Matrimony, on the Instagram at Hollywood Matrimony, and on the Twitter at Hollywood Matter, MATR.
Is that French?
Yes.
Wow.
Oui.
Well, don't forget, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. We'll be back here I'll be back here on Thursday for your weekly update of all the new trailers and news and stuff that we decide to tell you about. And then Sunday for Hollywood.
Back on Sunday.
Sunday for Hollywood Matrimony Live, simulcast right here on this YouTube channel and on our Facebook page. This week we're going to talk about Ready or Not, Angel Has Fallen, and some other things, whatever we come across.
I'm excited for something to fall in.
Angel.
For
and
something.
Then circle back to Monday for Martial Arts Movie Mondays, where I take a deep dive into a random martial arts movie in my collection. And then we circle back to another episode of TV Tuesdays next week right here on this YouTube channel exclusively. So make sure you hit that subscribe button below or up atop and look over here for some kind of a TV, movies, news, trailer, something that whatever pops up. And that is it. So we will see you next week.
Bye.
We appreciate your time and your effort of your eyes to watch this gloriousness of us. Peace and love.
Bye.